Now this week we had a company, Saker, reach out to us about doing a product review for their mini electric chainsaw here on the channel. And I first thought was, that's pretty exciting, and I could think of a few things that I could do around the property here with such a tool to go ahead and give it a demo test. But one of the things that I did specify to them in our correspondence was I would only take the sponsorship and do the product review if I could be 100% neutral and fair when it comes to the review. They agreed, and within about 2 or 3 days, really, this showed up at the house. Testing the Saker mini electric chainsaw. It put up a bit of a fight with the 4x4, but I don't think a product like this is really meant to be going through stuff with that kind of thickness. Now I opened this thing up and just immediately started cutting stuff, and it worked for a minute, but within about 5 minutes the battery was dead. Now I'm assuming that that was because the batteries somehow don't come fully charged, so I hooked this thing up to the charger for about 2 hours, and we're gonna go see how long this will last. How much battery life can we get out of this thing? So what I'm planning on doing is we've got a lot of low-lying branches on some of the trees, especially a few underneath the chicken coop over there. We're gonna see, hey, how easy is it to cut down those low-lying branches with this little guy? We'll climb up on the ladder, we'll chop them down, and we'll see how long this battery lasts. So usually when I do this kind of stuff, I climb up the ladder with the pole saw. And sometimes the pole saw is nice because obviously it gives you that reach, so you can hit certain branches that are a bit further up. But the pole saw is a little bit unwieldy sometimes, so it can be a pain to climb up and down the ladder holding it in your hand. It's a big bulky item. This thing's really small, and I think that's more or less the main selling point of this product, is how small it is for what it does. Was I able to get those branches down? Yeah, it gave me a little bit of resistance on one of the thicker ones, but I was able to basically do what I needed to do, and it wasn't that bad. So as you see here, we've got a lot of vegetation on the fence line, and a lot of it are tiny trees that are actually growing through the fence. Now, typically if I want to deal with these, I break out the full-size chainsaw, but it can become a pain trying to fit the chainsaw through the little squares on this fence, the little metal squares on the fence. The big chainsaw, it can become kind of unwieldy trying to fit it there. Now, this area over here, away from the fence, is easy. You just drive the brush hog right across and all that brush will be reduced in, you know, just a couple minutes. But the stuff that's actually growing through the fence needs to be removed by hand. Let's see how this little guy handles it. I will say I'm pretty surprised at how easily it got those little trees out of the fence line. So I think later, after I'm done making this product review, what I'll probably end up doing is driving the brush hog all the way down my fence line to clear out the brush that's set away from the fence. But I definitely will be using this little guy to clear, you know, those little trees that are growing in between the different panels on the fence, because it's done such a good job of it. This next one's pretty big. It's got about a 3-inch trunk. We're gonna kind of push the limits of it here. Let's see if we can take it down. I'll probably have to fight with it a little bit, but let's see. So there's a little chainsaw as a reference, and this is the tree that I just took down with this thing. For weighing about 1 pound and being not gas operated but electric off one of those little battery packs, I mean, not bad, yeah? It's a pretty reasonable sized tree. So, at the end of the day, my final honest verdict, I think it's a pretty nice little chainsaw. I kind of pushed it to its limits a little bit, doing things that you probably wouldn't do with this, like trying to take down small to medium-sized trees. I think this is definitely more for a little bit smaller branches and stuff like that. But for what it is and for what it's supposed to do, like this is so light. It's probably just a couple pounds, maybe 1-2 pounds. It's so light, and the fact that you can pick it up and take it wherever it is that you want to go without really worrying about lugging something like a full-size chainsaw or a pole saw around. Not just for the sake of saying this for the sponsor, but I definitely will be keeping this charged up and on hand, because I can see plenty of occasions where you just want to do something real quick, like zap a few fallen limbs down or something like that, get a few limbs that are grown through the fence out of the way and out of your hair. And you can't beat like the ease at which you can get this out there and start doing work in just a minute or two. So I want to say thank you to Saker for providing us with this product. It was a sponsored segment here, but in all honesty, does it replace a full-size chainsaw? No. But is it good at what it does, and would I recommend getting it if you just want to be able to quickly do some small jobs? Absolutely, I would. Until next time, guys, take care.